A long, long time ago, I can still remember how that music used to make me smile. And I know if I had my chance that I could make those people dance, and maybe they'd be happy for a while. But February made me shiver with every paper I deliver. Bad news on the doorstep. I couldn't take one more step. I can't remember if I cried when I read about his widowed bride. Something touched me deep inside the day the music died. So bye bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. Did you write the book of love, and do you have faith in God above? If the Bible tells you so, do you believe in rock and roll and music save your mortal soul? Can you teach me to dance real slow? Well, I know that you're in love with him, 'cause I saw you dancing in the gym. You both kicked off your shoes. I dig those rhythm and blues. Oh, there's a lonely teenage broken buck with a pink carnation and a pickup truck. But I knew that I was out of luck the day the music died. I started singing bye bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Good old word, I almost lost my spot. Good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. Now for 10 years we've been on our own. Moss grows fat on a rolling stone, but that's not how it used to be. When the Chesters sang for the king and queen in a Cody borrowed from James Dean in a voice that came from you and me. While the king was looking down, the Chester stole his thorny crown. The courtroom was adjourned. No verdict was returned. While Lennon read a book on Mars, the quartet practiced in the park. He sang dirges in the dark the day the music died. And we were singing bye bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. The good old boys are drinking whiskey and rye. And there we all were in one place, a generation lost in space with no time left to start again. So come on, Jack, be nimble, Jack, be quick. Jack sat on a candlestick. Fire, sometimes the devil's only friend. And as I watched him on the stage, my hands were clenched in fists of rage. No angel born in hell could break that Satan's spell. And as the flames climbed high into the night to the sacrificial rite, I saw Satan laughing with delight the day the music died. And he was singing bye bye Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. And good old boys are drinking whiskey and rye, singing this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. I met a girl who sang the blues, and I asked her for some happy news, but she just smiled and turned away. And I went down to the sacred store, and the people, music years before, and the man there said the music would play. And in the streets, children screamed, the lovers cried, and the poets dreamed, but not a word was spoken. The church bells were all broken. And three men I admire most, something that rhymes with French toast. They caught the last train for the coast the day the music died. And they were singing bye bye Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Good old boys are drinking whiskey and rye, singing this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. So bye bye Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. And good old boys are drinking